Oh my god, dude, did not let up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with my good buddy Mason, and
what's up, YouTube?
We're gonna be going over his what year is this?
93.
93 Ford, or fuck me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
His 93 Toyota third gen pickup. Alright, Mason, so let's just kind of walk around and talk about it. Let's start with the axles, I guess. What do you got in the rear back here?
We got a V6 Toyota axle in the rear, 456 gears, Grizzly locker. It's sitting on Chevy 63 leaf springs.
Cool. And those flex pretty good too. I mean,
oh yeah, they're super soft.
Yeah, they're good.
Flex like crazy.
That's a pretty common Toyota guy thing for you Jeep folk who don't know. Just because it's on leaf springs back here doesn't necessarily mean it rides like a leaf sprung vehicle. The 63s is a pretty common normal thing, and they're super soft.
I also ended up getting rid of the drum brakes and did a disc brake conversion in the rear.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah.
It's actually I think they're Chevy discs that came out of like a Chevy car or something.
Oh yeah.
70s.
And you've got nice Bilstein shocks, all triangulated like that. And the reason he does that is you get way more travel when you angle them like that. So it flexes pretty crazy. All right, let's walk over to the front. What do you have in the front?
Front is a 80s Toyota solid axle. I went with the high pinion third member with the Grizzly locker as well. 456 gears. High steer with hydro assist. What else? We got RCV axles.
Oh, fancy.
I did the 5th stud mod for my steering arms.
Yeah, and that's important when you're doing hydro on these too, because otherwise you'll rip those high steer arms right out.
A lot of guys end up going with the 6 shooters, but it's super spendy, and
yeah,
I just decided to go the cheaper route. It's a lot easier and it's a lot cheaper.
I actually had never even seen someone do that before you. I didn't realize that was a thing, the extra stud. And you said this is a high pinion?
Yeah, it's a high pinion. They came in the Land Cruisers.
I didn't know you had that either. Fancy. And what's this have for a locker?
It's a Grizzly.
A Grizzly?
Keep on Grizzly.
Nice.
456 gears.
talk about your tires and wheels here. Look like some IROX, nice new.
Best tires you can get for the snow, 39.5 IROX. They're on some do-it-yourself Total Metal Innovation beadlocks.
Yes, sir. I got a video on how to do those if you're curious. Yeah, they're easy, weld it yourself. If you got some steel wheels, you can have beadlocks.
They're a little beat. They could use some more paint.
That's what they're for. Yeah, I was gonna say, what leaf springs do you have up front?
So those are actually 2nd gen Toyota pickup, 1st gen 4Runner rear leaf springs.
Oh, so the rear's up front?
Yeah, rear's up front. Which that does is it moves the axle forward a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you get a little bit of stretch out of it.
Yeah, it stretches it out a little bit, and they ride super good.
That's cool. More Bilsteins up front.
Yep.
Nice shock towers. Frames plated like it should be. Pretty sweet. Nice bumper. Didn't you make this bumper?
Yeah, actually that was my first bumper I ever made. Kind of just made it out of 13/16 flat plate. Kind of designed it as I went and decided where I wanted the lights and just kind of went with it.
It's pretty good. I mean, especially for your first like fab project ever. I noticed there's no winch though.
I have the winch on a cradle. I put it in my toolbox so that way I can run it front and rear. I have
it just goes into the hitch.
Yeah, it slides in. I gotta plug down in here if I can grab it. It's stuffed up in here.
It's cool. But yeah, that's
plug here for the winch.
There, I see it. Yeah. So that's pretty smart. You have one in the rear too, so
yeah,
you can go out of the way.
I got the long strap, so I can just hook it up to the battery and do whatever.
Nice. That's pretty smart. I always wondered why you didn't have a winch with all the snow wheeling you do. I didn't realize that you had one in the bed with you.
That's a lot of things.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's not your normal 3rd gen grill, huh?
No, so this is actually out of a '83 Toyota pickup. It's the only year that they had that type of grill, and I had to just custom cut the bezels, and it's kind of janky in there, but it's in there.
It looks really like factory. I mean, it doesn't look janky at all to me. Like your headlight and everything, it all just lines up and fits totally fine. But you're right, it's definitely not the normal grill. I like it though. It looks same logo that Ethan's Toyota has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's work our way over here and talk about this fancy new roll cage that you're working with.
Yeah, so I just got this cage done about, I don't know, I'd say a month ago. Justin Zuvich actually made it for me.
Yeah, shout out to our boy Justin. Anyone's looking for a roll cage, he does some phenomenal work, as you can see. I mean, the bends needed to follow the body lines on this are pretty elaborate.
The roof, man, it's tight, real tight.
Yeah, I'll crawl up on the roof really quick. Yeah, the roof line looks nice and tight. Pretty good, pretty nice.
He put these plates on here, and so I can just cut them off and just put a slug in there, and I can run it off once I want to do.
Oh, once you finally want to cut the back end off? Yeah. That's smart. That's really cool. I didn't even notice that. It blends in so fine. Yeah, it looks really good though. Haven't gotten to test it fully yet though.
No, I want to try it on 7-Up maybe eventually.
For those who don't know, 7-Up's a local trail around here that's pretty vertical and sketchy. I personally don't really have any desire to try it, but you're more than welcome to. Looks like you got some rash here though. You've definitely thrown it against something.
Oh yeah, I was in Crushers last weekend and got pinned up against a tree, and I was high centered in the front, and I just had to get winched back and just got dragged along the tree.
Yeah.
Got the door a little bit.
Doing its job though. Keeping the cab straight. Doors are replaceable.
Bed's got a little ding back there.
Ties into the rock sliders, nice and sturdy, which go to the frame. It's all 1 3/4 Dom.
Yep.
120 wall.
Yep.
Nice and solid. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, see what's under here. So, looks like we're working with just your normal 3.4.
It's not, it originally came with the 3-liter, and that was just gutless. I didn't really have any problems with it, just no power. So this was, I kind of did this swap myself, and it was actually pretty straightforward.
Really?
I've never done an engine swap, and man, did it in my garage, no problem.
Nice. And I mean, you're happy with the power of this, obviously.
Oh yeah, way better.
Any plans to put a supercharger or anything on it in the future? Or?
I really would like to maybe turbo it. Do something a little different.
Yeah, there you go.
Supercharger and.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear some
Some
spoolie
spoolie boys. You got a nice, what is that, trail gear power steering?
So this is a trail gear reservoir, or this is a PSC actually.
Oh, nice.
I had problems with the trail gear and decided to go to PSC. And
Surprise.
Yeah. And I ended up going with the full hydro resi mount because eventually I'm gonna go full hydro, and I was like,
yeah,
might as well get it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nice to have the filter and all that.
For sure, and it holds more fluid and everything, and just a better all-around thing.
Yeah. Let's
talk about your trans and T cases here. Is this a auto or a manual?
So it's a 5-speed manual R150F. It's actually the factory trans. That's like the only thing that's left that's factory. And then behind it, I've got Toyota 4-cylinder gear-driven T cases, dual cases.
Well, hey, I'll walk around and you can show me that.
So I got the Toyota dual cases with the twin sticks. Same thing kind of as Josh's.
Yeah.
Besides, this has a 2.28 gears in the rear case and the front as well.
Oh, so no 4.7.
It doesn't have the 4.7.
Do you feel like you need it?
I think if I gear down my axles, I won't need it. I want to eventually go to like 529s or 538s, something a little lower. But it's nice to have the 2.28 low range, especially in the snow. Josh has problems
or
in
the
snow
or the sand or something. I could definitely see that.
It's so low, and
I mean, I feel that way too. You know, my Atlas is a 4.3, and then it's just a 2-speed, so it's either high range, like 1-to-1, or 4.3. And sometimes I wish I had something kind of in between, which is basically exactly what he's talking about. And so explain really quick what the twin sticks are for.
So the twin sticks is able, so you can go a low range 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So one stick will do 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. The other stick will do high range and low range. And then in the front, you just have high range, low range.
Just like your normal T case.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's a little different than the Atlas on my application, because mine, it's one stick is the front axle and one stick's the rear axle, and then it's, you know, high, low, neutral, or high, neutral, low on both sticks, you know. So it's a little different. It would take me a minute to learn how to drive it. But yeah, you got some nice seats in here, Corbeau.
Yeah, I got the Corbeau seats, harnesses, and then I got this new harness bar that Justin actually fabbed up for me as well when he did the cage.
Nice. And where does that go to? Oh, down to the floor, I see.
Yeah, it bolts in the factory locations for the seat belts, like where the seat belts would hook up, like.
Right.
So it's fully removable if I ever need to take it out for some reason.
Right, but it's still strong enough that it can hold you in, if you need it.
Yeah.
You got your quick release fire extinguisher mount. That's good. Safety first, everybody. You never know when you're gonna need it.
It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Absolutely. I never ever was the guy to carry a fire extinguisher, and once I got one, man, I pull it all the freaking time. I see any kind of smoke or anything, I'm like, oh, grab the fire extinguisher. You might need it. So yeah,
put all this money and time in your build. You don't want it to burn to the ground.
It's such cheap security. Absolutely. What do you think of the seats? Are you happy with them?
I'm pretty happy with them. They hold me nice and tight, and they're real comfy. It's like you're sitting in a recliner chair.
You'd buy them again?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe getting some. I was pretty set on PRP, but I don't know. I've sat in these and they're really comfy. Yeah. So, well, let's crawl underneath here really quick and see if there's anything under here worth looking at. You got some TK skids, it looks like.
1/4 inch. Eventually I want to flat belly it. Get the T-case moved up nice and tight.
It's not super low though, even as is.
It's not too bad.
It's probably higher than my setup already. And you said this is a trail gear?
Yeah, trail gear, skid plate.
And drive lines?
Drive lines, that's a heavy wall. I want to say it's quarter wall.
I would guess it's quarter wall, yeah.
I want to say it's quarter wall drive line, made by Jason Fleury at a Vancouver drive line.
And these are all just Toyota flanges and stuff?
Yeah, Toyota flanges.
And those are a lot stronger than us Jeep folk give them credit for, I'll admit. I mean, I'm running...
These things take a beat.
I'm running big, giant 1350 drive lines, and I still can't keep one together, but for some reason this guy just keeps on chugging. I don't get it. You can see the front drive line here. Nice TK skid, all protected. What duals adapter is that?
It is a Marlin crawler, I believe.
Oh, nice, the expensive one.
Yeah.
Fancy. All right, so future plans, what's next on this build?
The next thing for sure is I want to chop the frame behind the cab and tube it out, make it kind of like a truggy.
Yeah.
Do a 4-link in the rear.
Coilovers?
I'm thinking air shocks for now, just to be on the cheaper side. Maybe go to coilovers eventually.
Yeah, I mean that's a great stepping stone, because while air shocks don't ride obviously near the same as coilovers, especially if you're trying to go fast or anything, you know, I hated my air shocks in the dunes, but for crawling and stuff, they're so affordable. It's a great stepping stone, and then when you're ready, they just drop right in with coilovers, as long as you make sure they clear the frame and stuff, you know. But yeah, so that'll be freaking sweet. I can't wait to see that, and obviously it'll tie into the cage like he was talking about.
It'll come down, just shoot back, and then I'll have the axle I'll probably bring it forward just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then stretch the front out.
Yeah.
And I eventually want to tube the front out as well.
Do you plan to do that work yourself, or?
Yeah, I want to eventually get a tube bender and start learning that.
Yeah. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Go check out Mason's page. He's way more famous than me, so you can check out his TikTok and his Instagram and stuff like that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Later, guys.
Let's hear some limiter. All right, I guess we should leave now.